breaking news, it looks like tomorrow we're gonna have President Kamala Harris. As it sounds like from insiders, Biden is planning on not just stepping down from the campaign, but his presidency as a whole. What is happening and what is going on? And guys, if you want more content like this, make sure and subscribe, like this video, leave a comment, tell me what you think. But I want to jump into this because if you guys have been following this, then you know we've been having all types of hints. First of all, the Democrats and the media are screaming on all sides, we need to get rid of Joe. He has been a complete crap show. This has been embarrassing. But a few other things have come out. Very key, big, prominent Democrats have now been coming out and insinuating they want to replace him. So for instance, one of my favorite people on the planet, Nancy Pelosi, she's as wackadoo as they come. She came out and said we should explore the option. And guys, I have been studying Nancy. I have been looking over her and observing her for years. And the way that she said this signaled to me, this is their light way of starting to signal to us that he's going to be replaced. Well, now we have an insider from Biden's camp talking about the fact that Biden is now talking about this and that Kamala may be our president as early as tomorrow. Check this out and then we'll discuss. And it says Biden told Ally that he is weighing whether to continue in the race. The president's conversation is the first indication that he is seriously considering whether he can recover after a devastating performance on the debate stage in Atlanta. A White House official said the claim was false. President Biden has told a key ally that he knows he may not be able to salvage his candidacy if he cannot convince the public in the coming days that he is up for the job after a disastrous debate performance last week. The president, who this ally emphasized is still deeply in the fight for re-election, understands that his next few appearances heading into the holiday weekend must go well, particularly an interview scheduled for Friday with George Stephanopoulos of ABC News and campaign stops in Pennsylvania and Wisconsin. He knows if he has two or more events like that, we're in a different place by the end of the weekend, said the ally, referring to Mr. Biden halting and unfocusing performance in the debate. The person who talked to the president the past 24 hours spoke on the condition of anonymity, discussing a sensitive situation. Andrew Bates, a White House spokesman, said the report was absolutely false and that the White House had not been given enough time to respond. The conversation is the first indication to become public that the president is seriously considering whether he can recover after a devastating performance on the debate stage in Atlanta on Thursday. Concerns are mounting about the viability as a candidate for him and whether he could serve as president for another 4 years. Several of his allies stressed on Wednesday that Mr. Biden still wanted to fight to keep control of his candidacy even as headwinds in his party grew stronger. A top advisor to Mr. Biden, who spoke on condition of anonymity to discuss the situation, said the president was well aware of the political challenge that he faces. That person added on Wednesday that Mr. Biden was aware of the outcome of the campaign could be a different ending and that one he's still fighting for, but the president believes he is an effective leader who is mentally sharp and doesn't get how others don't accept. He doesn't get how others don't accept his version of reality, no matter if it's a lie or not. Mr. Biden still adamantly views his debate showing as a bad performance and not a revelatory event. Campaign officials were nervously awaiting the results of new political polls on Wednesday, recognizing that bad numbers could fuel the crisis. A CBS News poll released Wednesday morning showed that former President Donald J. Trump edging ahead of Mr. Biden since the debate with 50% to 48% nationally and 51% to 48% in the battleground states, which is huge. Mr. Biden has been slow to personally reach out to key Democrats, which has fueled anger in the party and frustrated some of his own advisors. He called only Representative Hakeem Jeffries of New York, the House Democrat leader, on Tuesday night, 5 days after debate, and spoke with Senator Chuck Schumer of New York, the Senate Democratic leader, for the first time on Wednesday morning. He had not spoken with former Speaker Nancy Pelosi or on California as of Tuesday, and key donors expressed exasperation that he did not join a campaign call on Monday meant to assuage them. Wow. Democratic leaders in the House and the Senate were not urging their members to rally around Mr. Biden on Wednesday. Complaints from across the party, including its centrist wing and its progressives. The message from leadership was the members should feel free to take a position about Mr. Biden's candidacy and was best for their districts. Members of Mr. Biden's team, including Steve Ricchetti and I hope I'm saying this right, Shwanza Goff, were working the phones trying to tamp down the growing discontent. And now even better, guys, this just came out from Yahoo Finance. Kamala Harris's odds of winning Democratic nominations surge on the poly market. And it says Vice President Kamala Harris's odds of becoming the Democratic nominee for president this year more than quadrupled on Tuesday, according to traders on Polymarket, the crypto-based prediction market platform that's seen toward growth in the election year. Yes, shares in a contract asking whether she will get the nod traded as high as 31 cents this afternoon, New York time, indicating the market saw a 31% chance it will happen, up from 7% earlier in the day. The shares retraced some gains and recently traded at 23%. Now, considering he said that he has to wait because they're trying to figure out how this week is going to go from this alleged insider, they're going to figure out how this week is supposed to go, and he's got this interview on Friday. Well, guys, if you saw my earlier video, and if you haven't, go check it out. He had several hilarious gaffes yesterday when he was speaking about climate change at an event. First of all, during it, when he left, he had to be escorted out and they had to direct him because, again, got lost, couldn't figure out where he was. He got lost in what he was saying, couldn't finish the sentence, started stuttering, and then said, "Oh, I spoke with my advisors and I told them, my brother said, if you know something, you know something." Like, just didn't make any sense. And then he was caught looking like he's feeling a guy up, getting all handsy on his arm, which is reminiscent to me of when he said a few years ago that he loved when little kids in the pool would rub on his leg hairs and jump on his lap. He just loved it. Gross. So this is looking interesting. But here's my question. Are we going to make it to Friday? And what I mean by that is, are we going to actually make it to this interview? Or is he going to go ahead and throw in the towel? Because like I said, we've been hearing from top Democratic officials and they are not happy with him and they're starting to slowly come out in the public. They're doing that real passive aggressive stuff of putting out there that they want somebody else. So will we even make it that far? Because right now the rumors are that all this is being put out in the media so we can all be prepared that tomorrow Kamala's taking over. And what we're hearing is she's not just taking over this campaign, guys. It's not just going to be her in the running. He's going to step down from the presidency altogether because people are just not having this situation. I don't know, though. I guess we'll have to wait and see, but I do wonder, is he even going to make it to Friday? And if he does, he's doing an interview. Is that interview live? Is it edited? If it's edited, I'm going to have a hard time believing much about it. But even if it's live under the best conditions, which remember, the debate, he and his team were the ones that set up everything. It was all in his favor, everything he wanted. He still did abysmal. Is that going to happen? Or the media has been turning on him. Are they going to turn on him and make him look as bad as possible? I don't know. What do you guys think about this? Could we tomorrow wake up and have President Kamala Harris? Tell me your thoughts. Sound off in the comments. And guys, if you like this content, make sure and subscribe. Hit that like button. I've got more coming.